What's going on, y'all? Welcome to our brand where our travelers simply glow. So I am Antasia Shabella Moore, and I wanted to welcome you all into a bit of a girl chat here with myself, Antasia Shabella Moore. I am the owner. Okay, I'm the Brand Spaces owner. I am our Brand Spaces owner. I am that female when everybody does not want to do what y'all already know. So I'm not even going to say it. But nonetheless, welcome to Where Our Travelers Simply Glow. I am Antasia Shabella Moore, and I'm writing GTTs. Okay, if you don't know what that is, then I will go ahead and enlighten you. That means Glow Ticket Topics. Okay, there you have that as an entity. And this is our DIY style book tour. Okay, for those people who want to enlighten their mindsets about what takes place in this crazy ass world of ours. Hi, welcome. I hope you are doing okay. Suzanne, I'm glad that you are here. Okay, so again, hi, I'm Anastasia Shabella. If you're just joining us, I run our particular entity that y'all probably are aware of by now, I'm sure. So that is called Anastasia Shabella. It's self-titled as well. I know everybody usually does albums and things of that nature, but myself, I decided that everybody was always just wanting to be around me. People just, I don't know, like sometimes I get so frustrated. Our street is just so busy, but I'm like, I know they feel this energy, so I'm learning how to be more toler and when I say tolerant of other people's thoughts and opinions, because of a hemisphere, it's almost like a central point, and people are just like they gravitate around it like on the axis. So I try to come across less standoffish and more like tolerant of what other people are necessarily um is up to, necessarily, so to speak, which is not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. I'm learning as a girl. Like I said, I'm only 35. I just turned 35. I just felt like other people now was just into this segue. You'll learn about this in about 60 Memoir as well. Written with Love, Sapphire, about myself and Tasia, but I'm worse. So I do own a company, and I am able to do certain things like write the memoirs and things like that because of it. I didn't realize that in order to even write a book, I had to own a company first. So if anybody's looking to get into that, it's not as easy as it seems, because I have to stand up to people. I have to stand up to my cousins. Tavante, who's also mentioned in the memoir quite often. Tierra, he has Tavante's half sister's name is Tierra Dunn, and she's quite powerful. She's challenging to deal with. But Tierra is quite powerful. Tierra is challenging, quite frankly, to deal with, and that attitude there. I always felt like between myself and Tierra, there was a constant battle. For whatever reasons, Tierra always had an issue with our Brand Spaces owner's mom, Abria, and it always was obvious. And so our Brand Spaces owner's mom's sister, Arnita, had a birthday, who's a Scorpio. So it was around November. And so November came and went, and around back and forth it goes. And nonetheless, we're having this moment, and we're kind of sort of trying to figure out, okay, well, we are invited somewhere to go for a celebration or celebratory gathering, I believe, or something like that at Benihana's. And they're all there and present. And so myself and Tasia Shabbat Moore, I'm with our Brand Spaces owners, significant other at this particular point in time. And y'all know how the love lives go, especially in this memoir, how often we fail and how often Shantia and others are constantly trying their best, Shariel, to also put us in relationships that are not what is meant for us according to God's will. And those instances and times always backfire. They have always brought more tragedy than anything that was considered a blessing, always brought more darkness than it did light. And as entities, as we go back and forth and we learn what these attitudes and thoughts and thinking patterns are about and what they've done to us and how we think about them in hindsight, it's interesting to kind of sort of conduct ourselves and adjust based off what that necessarily, so to speak, mode and of a code of conduct necessarily was. And so, yeah. So again, I absolutely had no idea. And excuse me for 1 second. Our charge is getting low on our cell, and I don't want to lose this connection. So, um, I will be right with you all, but please bear with me. I apologize for that inconvenience, but I'm definitely not going to say showing up unprepared because I have been trying my hardest to definitely make sure that chargers are on deck, because a lady was trying to come one day and I was at Nordstrom and I was doing my own little shift there that one day. She's like, "You got a charger? You have a charger?" And I was like, "Nah, you need to keep chargers up. And so I've tried my hardest to necessarily, so to speak, make sure that we can kind of sort of make sure that we also are doing the same. So there you have that as well. And that actually was from a young lady. I think I had been following somebody maybe on Facebook, I want to say. And again, the links for the where you can purchase the item at is definitely going to be on our YouTube, so you can find those as well. And you can just go to Barnes and Nobles and just type in our name and Tasia Chibria. And the Route 60 memoir, Written with Love, Sapphire, is the one that you want. It's really geared around suspicion. Shariel is mentioned quite often, and it's about $45. So when we deal with this particular character, I'll give you some backstory as well on Shariel. And so Shariel is a very unique entity. Shariel's astrology sign that is given to this particular entity is a Taurus. And so I'm familiar with Tauruses being as people that are known for saying certain quotes, and I'm going to quote it here as a perfect segue into the Route 60 memoir, Written with Love, Sapphire, that I can smell your butt from all the way over here, 4 miles away, and again, I don't have no issues with this or whatever else, but at least I can smell mine. Like, if I have a problem my own, and if it's an issue, can't nobody say, "Oh, you got COVID, so you didn't wash your smell, you ain't smelling nothing." Oh, no, but I haven't yet to even consider doing anything of that nature. So you'll never be able to say that. And that's something that I really appreciated about myself. And so then you have those other times and points and tokens in time as well, where you're constantly trying to figure things out, right? And there's a moment where Shariel plays a really pivotal role in this type of understanding what's taking place around myself at this point in time. And so I had this number stuck in my head, and it was 290. And this is right when Biden went into inauguration for, I think, but he only did one term, right? I'll fact check it, and then y'all can let me know in the comments if you want. Whenever you feel like this is out of pocket or whatever, then you are allowed to leave your comment, and I'll address it as I see fit. And so nonetheless, best as I see fit. But so anyway, I had that number stuck in my mind, and that's when Biden won 290. And then when I thought about what 290 was as an angel number, sometimes I don't even know if this is appropriate for whatever that is anyway. Sometimes I do consider myself as being a fallen angel, especially for my brand, our own brand spaces, fathers, our brand spaces owners, baby's father, DeAndre. And nonetheless, even though this is not definitely about him, he's under the memoir underneath Andrew. Though I had a moment where this I hadn't seen him in so long, but I always had that affinity for how things took place. So when you aren't necessarily going through the pages, you are going to kind of sort of have to have those moments of struggle, because it's such a rare and form of memoir that it's really just that type of entity that I wanted it to come across just how it is. And then you have that 290 is as like a moment where in reality it's really 110. And when I say 110, and it's sad because we can go from 0 to 110 real quick. And it's not that I'm upset or that I am angry when it comes to dealing with Shariel. But what I am willing to share is that I am well aware of Shariel's behavior. I'll definitely make sure to mention that as a publicity stunt for our Route 60 memoir, Written with Love, Sapphire. Okay. And so why is a few different things, because you'll notice Kevin Lucas as well, how Shariel and Kevin Lucas conducted themselves is just out of this world filled with suspicion. Because one, they so seamlessly interact with one another that it's amazing. And it's not in a good way, but it's in a very obvious manner that you just have to pay attention in order to really put your suspicions aside and really handle what's taking place as a young woman. Because not everybody can do that. Everybody usually want to shrink and it's like, oh girl, they was just playing. No, 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 no. You knew what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You know what's going on. And Christ knows it too. Okay, so don't think you're getting away with anything. Just because I ain't said nothing, it doesn't mean that I'm not aware. It doesn't mean that people are not watching and that you already have not even got your just due and come up and based off what you did according to this memoir, this autobiography. So we just not even gonna put that energy out there. So back to what I was getting ready to share. And so going to that same trajectory, there was a moment in time where Shamri, where this particular entity supposedly had known another one that actually knew Kevin Lucas. And instead of those two interacting for their reasons, the other party had to play its role too. And this party is actually, well, I believe is, I want to say that entity is Michael. So it's Michael, Sean Riel, and Kevin Lucas. They're like a perfect triangle, okay? And none of them even date. And so they are so intertwined into one incident. And this incident always blows my own mind and thinking because one, you didn't even have to necessarily choose what you did. Two, Sean Riel, and who didn't have to choose what they did was Kevin Lucas. And two is Sean Riel, who also has a bit of a failing moment as well, where Shariel chose her decision too, and she also didn't have. And I say that Shariel chose her decision too when not only did Shariel choose what she did, but also there's another option that was also readily available. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna definitely make sure that that's not going to be something that is going to have this feeling. No, you just left that out. As well. And so that ultimately led to how Michael came across as a bit much of a Raymond Smalls, if you will. And if you go back to the prior post, then you know that this entity is also did his do did some time for the crime. Period. And rightfully so, rightfully so. And that's with all of them basically, and that's why there's always so many suspicions about what they be up to. And this is why. And so all of the decisions that are made are completely derogatory. All decisions are all points of failing and loses every time. And that's really how the triangle is, right? You start at the top, then you go down, and then you start to lose some more, and then it's like, oh well, can I make it back up? Probably not. The true answer is that when you have these choices and decisions to make, there comes a time as leaders to make them. And it comes a time as being people who are stuck in a crowd to also not make them as well. The choice is ultimately ours. So, you definitely have those moments. And that's exactly where they are. I didn't even know that 290 and 110 is all in the same token. So and it's sad because of the simple fact that it's really obvious. It's such a clear state of mind to find yourself in that it's really no other way to act, to accept one's conduct and actions and for how you've acted and conducted yourself as your means of attacks when you come with other people. And what's funny is that they have yet to see any of their names dropped. And I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. I'm going to see if they're going to either reach out and want to start more drama. They might have to get the cops or police involved. Or either they're going to just kind of sort of succumb to what they did and have that moment of clarity there where now you're in a new normal. Now you're a part of a book tour, and that's what you chose to play your role as. You didn't have to, so you chose this fate. And so as these things unfold, again, it's just something that is going to be of interest when anybody is interested in becoming a millionaire and having that mindset of autobiography in memoir form, so you can really learn how people get down. Because if you're not really willing to learn, you're not really willing to become a millionaire. But anyway, I only want to spend a little bit of time on this. I will talk to you all soon. Bye.